Hey guys, Runbuck with Runbuck on Games got another Clash Royale deck breakdown for you. And in this case, let's switch over. You can see, yes, I have made Legendary with this deck first time. So, it's a great deck. I've actually run it, variants of it before, and I just tweaked a little few things, and had a couple, one upgrade that I'll mention here in a bit, that might have made the difference. But here's the deck. I did just recently, right now, like an hour ago, upgrade the rockets to 7, so it was really running level 6 rockets. But the big thing was, notice how the 3 core aspects of this deck, Mortar, Barbarian, and Cannon, are all level 10. The Barbarian was the last one. I kind of got that about a day ago, and then I switched to this deck, and then all of a sudden, boom, I was just smoking through the last 100. What is Arena 8 anyway? 3,000, yeah. So I was at 2,900, 2,850. It was like butter, knife through butter. I was just driving through. So I don't know how much of the deck is about the level of the Barbarian, because I'd run, I think, this deck before, or it's some of the techniques I was using that were different from before. But let's go ahead and take a look at 2 and attacks, so you can kind of make your own decisions on what was working and what wasn't. I'll look at 1, and you can see here what I mean by running through it like butter. But anyway, let's watch this one for starters. And it was interesting because to make it to legend, they kept throwing legends at me. I had to beat like them over and over. But the first thing about this deck that I would mention is that this Barbarian trailed by a Wizard combo, and if Archer's in the middle, even better, has huge power. I mean, you almost would think this deck is about the mortars, but it's about a mixture where about 50% of the time you're driving with the Barbarian Wizards. The other thing is this swinging. See how I dropped the cannon, then the mortar? Granted, I didn't get a lot of damage off of it, but the beauty of that technique is that even if you get overrun, like this eye tower smoked it out pretty quick, and then look, Barbarian Wizard again doing all the damage. But you don't risk a counterattack driving easily back into your tower. So anytime that you can do that, see, so I have it on deck, so I'm trying to work it towards it, I think, if I'm right. But I see right now that this is at 512, so I really don't have to push in. So I'm actually holding back at this point, trying not to lose. And then, so then, they let the Wizard, I don't push forward. Oh, I do drop the mortar. That was a little risky. But what I'm waiting for is to get to, oh, well, I had a lot of time left, that's why I was pushing. So I'm waiting for the end. But notice how every time I push in that makes any big notable dent, it's with the Barbarians leading. So I think there's something to be said for those guys. So if you're upgrading cards and you have a choice of, like, you have a lot of Barbarian cards to get your Barbarian cards to 10, it's great. But also notice how the closing action of the rocket and, in this case, arrows, gives you, if you can get them down to where it's like 540, because the level 6 rocket does like 440 and the arrows do like 100 something, then you can kind of play defensively and not have to push through. But it's not like every attack you have to do that, because I'll give you another example, the second example, the one that took me to Legendary. Here it is. It was a level 10. He is also going to be running mortars. We'll put her up at 2 speed. But he's got a little different mix. He's using lightning, he's got elixir pump, and I don't, stuff like that. But I'm shuffling right now, trying to get to a defensive posture so I can swing out the mortar. Looking for it. I've got the mortar, and bang, out it comes. Now we'll exchange fire. But see how that protected my mortar? His mortar is targeting the eye tower, and then my mortar, even though it didn't end up doing anything and I ended up losing, it's actually not as bad as it looks. It actually was bad. So he's ahead at this point. And so that exchange didn't actually work out. I probably shouldn't have pushed on that other side with the supporting troops. I should have pushed at the mortar. That was the mistake. The configuration of defensive building, swinging out mortar wasn't wrong. But see, once again, the Wizard, even alone, is landing good damage every time we can get it on the field, as long as we place it with good timing. And so here he comes. The arrows play a key role in terms of clearing. He gets smart. And it's interesting. I think he was actually thinking that he could defend and then take me out on the other side. So he was I don't know why he dropped that mortar on the backside, but he's still ahead of me. 2,100 to 1,800, 2,100 to 1,400. But here's where he made the mistake. I dropped to the left, he dropped to the right, and then he dropped the elixir pump. that really, he gets dinged up a lot, right? So he drops his minion horde. It's not fast enough. I get the arrows down. And so he goes from being in the lead to being behind by that simple mistake of feeling like he had to get the elixir pump down. And notice we're playing a similar deck. And so one might ask, well, he should have some type of overrun feeling to his attack. And notice again who ended up winning. The Wizards and the Barbarians won the day. So when you're playing this deck, look for that swinging. You play defensive building first and then swing out on one side of that with the mortar. And then also look for a Barbarian Wizard combo. Start the Barbarian back, drop the Wizard behind, maybe an Archer behind as well. And you'll see a lot. You'll get a lot more damage out of it. And then lastly, if you get down to around 500 points, 600 points, you can start playing defensively a little bit, waiting for overtime to where you can drop the rocket and the arrows combination to close it out when everybody's kind of going crazy, right? Hope it helps. It does seem interesting to me. I'll try to do some more detailed stats on the attack maybe when I get some time, like I used to with some of the other stuff, so you can see how this is performing up here. But odds are I'll just plummet back down to like 2,300. But for now, I am in the clouds. Talk to you guys later.
What am I gonna do? My clan sucks. Hey, it's JTJ.
I think that's an all-out attack.
No, it's the legendary JTJU. 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 What? And I'm right on. You and this army. Download Clash of Clans for free. Then subscribe to JTJU and win.